Best advice for starting a podcast. Don't go buy a bunch of shit you don't need. I swear, I get this question all of the time. What do I need? Do I need the little recorder box thing and the wire here and like those, silencer things for the walls? No, you don't. You know what I have? A microphone and Zoom. That's it. Oh, and a pop filter because that shit helps. And it's like $12. So let me grab it so you have it. Let me get out of here. Hold on here. Okay. This is what I use to record. It is the blue Yeti snowball that I got off Amazon. I have it in my Amazon thing. So if you want to click it on my bio, and then a pop filter. This was like $12. So for $100 and something bucks, like $30, $130, you can start a podcast. That's all you need. You don't need fancy equipment. You don't need fancy freaking shit. All you need is a quiet place with no kids jumping around. And that's about it. Don't go buy a bunch of shit you don't need. Trust me, you ain't gonna need it. So go ahead and get that. Then you wanna go ahead and download the Anchor app to get started. So this is something that helped me a ton. It's a free app that you can use to record yourself, and then it gives you music and an intro and an outro, and you can also bring somebody on. So before you go through like all the setup of putting it on Libsyn and getting it on Apple and everything, what you can do is just download the Anchor app. It's free. Sit down with your partner or by yourself and say, okay, I'm gonna record, come up with like 5 topics, and then put a whole show together and then listen back. If it sucks, cool. If it's really good, even better. But I did it and it helped me just get confident and to know like, oh, I kind of like this, or, ooh, this is really awkward. So by me doing that, I was able to understand like, hey, I need a partner. Like when I was recording it, I was like, dude, I'm really awkward. I need somebody to like vibe with, you know what I mean? Insert cat. But the Anchor app is awesome. Best thing you can do to get started, because then it gets you like used to hearing your own voice. Figure out your content, co-host, titles, and start recording. Figure out if you need music. If you need music, go to Envato Elements. You can go to Audio Jungle. You can buy your intro, download it. Figure out if you're going to edit it yourself or if you're going to pay a podcast editor. If you need somebody, call me, friend. I got you. And then you want to make sure you have your title. Make sure the podcast title is not taken. Your handle on Instagram, your website, because yes, if you have a podcast, you should be having show notes. You should be having a website because you want to use it for Pinterest. Okay. So when you start a podcast, make sure you have all of that. Don't just start a podcast and start linking to Apple. No, I see so many people doing this and I'm like, why are you sending your traffic to Apple? They're going to download it anyways when they have the app. Make sure you have a website for your podcast with show notes. You can check out mine, dreamstoplanspodcast.com. We have show notes, we have links, we have everything. People can go ahead and find my podcast on Pinterest now because I have somewhere to take them. If I'm just putting it on Pinterest and sending them to Apple, why? Why spend all that time, right? So when you're starting a podcast, don't go buy a bunch of shit you don't need. Get a microphone, get a pop filter. It's all I really need. You don't need fancy headphones. You don't need none of that shit. Download the Anchor app, start doing it for free. Test it out, put a whole show together. You'd be pretty impressed how fun it is. And then figure out your topics, figure out if you need a co-host, and get your handles, and figure out if there's this website you can type in to see if podcast names are taken. Just Google it. Type in how to tell if podcast names are taken. Trust me, you'll be good.